Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I got some information together on what I have from memories of the Philippines. I went there with my family in December of 1975. We lived in Okinawa, and my dad was able to use space available travel to go to different countries. We just basically would wait around at the airport for space to be available, and we could fly for free. I remember the plane we flew on, it was not a commercial type plane. It was a side seats that were made out of canvas, different. You didn't have a pretty stewardess telling you about the oxygen or anything like that, the oxygen mask. The serviceman did that. And just wanted to give you a little memories. I'm going to speak from memory because it's been a while since I've been there. We remember we arrived at Clark Air Force Base, and we stayed overnight in Angeles City outside of the base. And then a couple of days later, we took a special service cab to Baguio and stayed there for a week. And Baguio was a little cooler. It was up in the mountains, and it's a resort area. I don't know if it was run by the U.S. military or not, but we stayed there for a week, and then we took the special service cab to Manila, and we stayed in a couple of hotels there. The Filipinas Hotel for one, that was the first one. Then we stayed at the Aloha Hotel in Manila. One of the memories I have, I remember staying in Baguio and the two Manila hotels. They did not have color televisions in the room. The television were black and white. I remember the various commercials they had, the White Castle whiskey commercial, the Milo commercial. Those two stand out. But I have a little bit of stuff too. We went to Pampanga where the volcano was, and over there at a restaurant there were some kids jumping up for it was kind of like similar to trying to jump up and hit a pinata, but you weren't blindfolded. You were trying to jump up on something that would go up and down to get something, and my mother said, "Why don't you get in with those kids and try it?" And I ended up getting a hold of this thing. This, I guess, handmade basket. I have no idea what. I guess it's a replica of a handmade Filipino basket. I have no idea, but I got this around the Pampanga area, and we stayed at Clark at the very end. The last few days, that room actually had a color television in a room, but Silver Links miniature golf course, a score sheet right here. That's from Clark Air Force Base. I remember they had a Christmas show there, and I remember going to a movie at one of the theaters on base. Trying to remember some other things. I remember we were in the Philippines on my birthday, and we went for my birthday dinner in Manila to a restaurant called the Swiss Inn. I remember that. Another memory I have of the Philippines, I remember that there are a lot of houses made out of grass. I remember that. I remember there were a lot of old American cars all over the place. I guess military people had shipped them over, and I guess they were bought by Filipino people that kept them up, or kept them running. But I mean, all over Clark Air Force Base and all over Philippines, in that matter, there were you'd see 57 Chevys, 49 Fords, just all kinds of old cars. Really neat to see that. Here's another thing from that miniature golf course. I guess the rules and the score sheet, John Hay Air Base. I don't know if that actually came from the Philippines or not. I don't know, that may not have. I don't know for sure on that one. This was from something I found in the Philippines, Manila Hilton production, Peter Pan, sponsored by Cathay Pacific Airlines. This is from Manila Hilton, and I will actually post all this stuff on my Facebook page. Scan this, and here's a bar of soap from the Aloha Hotel. I used to collect bars of soap from various hotels, and it says 2150 Roxas Boulevard, Manila, Philippines. Right here. Trying to give you a good image, just nice close up. And the reverse size, Cam A, made it by Procter & Gamble. Manufacturing Corporation, Manila. Was it bar of Camay soap? But it's got the patent mark on there, and those are a few souvenirs I got from the Philippines. I didn't bring back much stuff, but that's basically. Trying to think of any other memories I have of there. I remember seeing a movie. On the base. I can't remember what it was, but we were there for probably about 2 weeks. And I remember we also, I believe, a cab driver. My dad paid a cab driver to take us around and show us around different parts of Manila, and I believe we went by the place where Ali and Frazier fought, the Thriller in Manila. I believe we did that. We did go to some museum that had a few old American cars in it from like the 1930s or something. And there was some kind of significant stories to them. I remember we went to the Jeepney factory as well, and we went to the Manila Zoo. I remember doing that, and we went to the planetarium in Manila as well. And that's about all I can really think of memories of the Philippines. I thought it was a pretty country, and I wish we could have lived there for a couple of years like we did in Okinawa. I mean, I'm happy we spent our 5 years in Okinawa. But I would have liked to have gotten to live over there too, but it didn't happen. But we did get to spend a couple of weeks there, and I very much enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching.